When people talk about Prince, they usually talk about Purple Rain, his guitar solos, his iconic performances. But some of Prince's greatest masterpieces weren't recorded by Prince at all. He quietly created hits for Chaka Khan, the Bangles, Sheila E, Patti LaBelle, and even Sinéad O'Connor. These songs sold millions of records, won Grammy Awards, and changed music history forever. Today, we strip back the mix and count down 10 incredible tracks Prince produced or wrote for other artists. At number 10, we begin with one of the most powerful songs ever written by Prince for another artist. Nothing Compares to You by Sinéad O'Connor. Although most people associate the song with O'Connor's unforgettable 1990 recording, Prince actually wrote it years earlier for The Family, one of the groups in his musical empire. The original version received little attention, but everything changed when Sinéad O'Connor recorded it. With its sparse arrangement and emotionally devastating vocal performance, the song became a worldwide phenomenon. Reaching number 1 in multiple countries and turning O'Connor into an international star. The iconic music video, featuring a close-up of her face and a single tear, became one of the most memorable visuals of the MTV era. What makes this story remarkable is that Prince wrote a song so timeless and emotionally universal that another artist could completely transform it into a global classic. It remains one of the greatest examples of Prince's genius as a songwriter working behind the scenes. At number 9, we have the song that introduced the world to one of Prince's greatest protégés, Sheila E's The Glamorous Life. Released in 1984, the track was written and produced by Prince, who originally considered recording it himself before handing it to Sheila E. The result was a dazzling mix of funk, pop, rock, and dance music that perfectly showcased her incredible talent as both a singer and percussionist. Driven by Prince's signature Minneapolis sound, the song tells the story of a woman chasing wealth, excitement, and independence while questioning what truly matters in life. Its infectious groove, sharp lyrics, and explosive energy helped make it one of the biggest hits of Sheila E's career. The Glamorous Life earned multiple Grammy nominations and established Sheila E as a star in her own right. More importantly, it demonstrated Prince's remarkable ability to recognize the perfect artist for a song and create a hit that allowed someone else to shine just as brightly as he did. At number 8, we have one of the most fascinating collaborations in 80s music history, Stevie Nicks' Stand Back. Released in 1983, the song was inspired after Nicks heard Prince's hit Little Red Corvette on the radio while driving. The influence was so immediate that she wrote Stand Back almost instantly, and later reached out to Prince for help. Prince famously showed up at the recording studio, sat down at the keyboard, and created the song's signature synthesizer part. His contribution became one of the defining elements of the track, giving it the funky, futuristic energy that separated it from many other rock and pop records of the era. The result was one of Stevie Nicks' biggest solo hits. and a perfect example of Prince's musical genius extending beyond his own records. Even without receiving a formal songwriting credit, his unmistakable touch helped shape the song's sound and turned it into an enduring 80s classic. Stand Back remains a reminder of how Prince could leave his fingerprint on a record and completely transform its direction with just a few moments of creativity. At number 7, we have a powerful collaboration between two music legends, Yo Mister by Patti LaBelle. Released in 1989, the song was written and produced by Prince during one of the most creative periods of his career. Unlike many of Prince's upbeat funk productions, Yo Mister tackled serious social issues, addressing topics such as poverty, homelessness, and inequality through a deeply emotional and thought-provoking message. Prince crafted a dramatic musical backdrop filled with atmospheric keyboards, powerful rhythms, and soulful arrangements, while Patti LaBelle delivered the lyrics with the passion and vocal strength that made her one of the greatest singers of all time. The song stood out because it combined Prince's fearless songwriting with Patti's commanding voice, creating a record that was both socially conscious and musically compelling. Although it wasn't one of the biggest commercial hits connected to Prince, it remains an important example of his willingness to use music as a platform for meaningful commentary. Yo Mister showed that Prince's talents extended far beyond writing love songs and dance hits. He could also create music that challenged listeners to think about the world around them. At number 6, we have one of the most beautiful songs ever written by Prince for another artist. Love, Thy Will Be Done by Martika. Released in 1991, the song was co-written and produced by Prince, who infused it with his signature blend of spirituality, mystery, and emotional depth. Unlike many of the high-energy hits associated with Prince, this track embraced a more reflective and uplifting atmosphere. Built around a hypnotic groove and layered vocals, the song explored themes of faith, love, surrender, and inner strength. Prince's production created a dreamlike soundscape that perfectly complemented Martika's soft yet powerful vocal performance. The record became a major international hit, reaching the top 10 in several countries and helping Martika expand beyond her earlier pop success. Many listeners were surprised to discover that the song's unmistakable musical DNA came directly from Prince's creative vision. Love, Thy Will Be Done remains one of the clearest examples of Prince's ability to step behind the scenes and craft a song perfectly tailored to another artist while still leaving his unmistakable musical fingerprint all over the record.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel R&B Timers for more stories and documentaries. Like, share, and join the family, because real R&B never dies. It just waits to be rediscovered. R&B Timers, timeless music, timeless soul.
At number 5, we have one of the most explosive funk records ever connected to Prince, Jungle Love by The Time. Released in 1984, the song was co-written and produced by Prince, who was the creative force behind much of The Time's music. Built around infectious funk grooves, sharp rhythms, and playful vocals from Morris Day, The track perfectly captured the energy of Minneapolis' thriving music scene. Jungle Love gained even more fame after being featured in the movie Purple Rain, where the Times' charismatic performance helped steal several scenes. The song's combination of humor, swagger, and irresistible funk made it one of the band's most recognizable hits. What made the record special was Prince's ability to create music that felt different from his own releases, while still carrying his unmistakable musical fingerprints. He gave the time a unique identity, allowing them to become stars in their own right. Decades later, Jungle Love remains a staple of 80s funk and a perfect example of Prince's genius as a songwriter and producer working behind the scenes. At number 4, we have one of the biggest pop hits ever written by Prince for another artist, Manic Monday by the Bangles.
Just another manic Monday.
Released in 1986, the song was written by Prince under the pseudonym Christopher.
To figure out what I'm gonna wear.
He originally intended it for one of his side projects, but later gave it to the Bangles, believing their style would be a perfect fit for the track. With its catchy melody and relatable lyrics about the stress of returning to work after the weekend, Manic Monday quickly connected with audiences around the world. The song became one of the Bangles' biggest hits, reaching number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and helping propel the group to international superstardom. What makes the story fascinating is that even though Prince never performed the song himself, his songwriting genius is evident throughout the record. The clever lyrics, memorable hooks, and emotional warmth all carried his unmistakable creative touch. Manic Monday remains one of the most successful songs Prince ever gave away, proving that his talent for crafting hit records extended far beyond his own legendary catalog. At number 3, we have one of the most provocative and influential songs ever created by Prince for another act, Nasty Girl by Vanity 6. Released in 1982, the track was written and produced entirely by Prince as part of his vision for Vanity 6, a trio led by Vanity. The song combined stripped-down funk grooves, electronic rhythms, and bold lyrics that pushed the boundaries of mainstream music at the time. Built around a hypnotic beat and minimalist production, Nasty Girl became a major dance club hit and helped establish the edgy, fearless image that defined Vanity 6. The record also showcased Prince's ability to create music that was both commercially appealing and unapologetically unconventional. What made the song so significant was its influence on the evolution of electro-funk, dance music, and later R&B. Its futuristic sound would inspire countless artists throughout the 1980s and beyond. Nasty Girl demonstrated that Prince wasn't just writing songs for other artists. He was creating entire musical identities, helping transform Vanity 6 into one of the most talked about acts of the early 80s. At number 2, we have one of the most controversial and talked about songs ever written by Prince for another artist, Sugar Walls by Sheena Easton. Released in 1984, the song was written by Prince under the pseudonym Alexander Nevermind. Packed with his signature blend of funk, pop, and sensual lyricism, the track immediately grabbed attention and sparked debate because of its provocative content.
Come and feel my presence. It's raining.
Despite the controversy, Sugar Walls became a major hit, climbing the charts and helping strengthen Sheena Easton's image as a bold and versatile performer.
Come inside. My sugar.
The song's infectious groove, layered synthesizers, and sleek production carried all the hallmarks of Prince's innovative sound during the mid-1980s.
Where I come from, there's a place.
What made the record particularly important was the creative chemistry between Prince and Sheena Easton. Their collaboration extended beyond songwriting, with the two artists working together on multiple projects throughout the decade. Sugar Walls showed Prince's remarkable ability to craft unforgettable records for other artists while pushing musical and cultural boundaries. Even when working behind the scenes, his influence was impossible to ignore.
Your body's on fire, admit it.
At number 1, we have the most successful song ever written by Prince for another artist, I Feel For You by Chaka Khan. Originally recorded by Prince on his 1979 self-titled album, the song took on a completely new life when Chaka Khan reimagined it in 1984. Produced by Arif Mardin, the new version fused R&B, funk, pop, hip-hop, and electronic music into a groundbreaking sound that perfectly captured the spirit of the decade. The record featured the famous rap introduction by Mel Mel, along with harmonica contributions from Stevie Wonder. Combined with Chaka Khan's powerhouse vocals, the song became an unstoppable force on radio and dance floors around the world. I Feel For You became one of the biggest hits of Chaka Khan's career, reaching the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and winning a Grammy Award. It also introduced Prince's songwriting brilliance to millions of listeners who may not have been familiar with the original version. The song stands as a perfect example of Prince's extraordinary gift for creating music that could be transformed by another artist and become something entirely new while remaining timeless and unforgettable.